Hi guys, excuse how I look, but one of the things that I want to do on my channel this year is share more about how our autism affects our family. And I just spent a whole bunch of time in the misty rain outside trying to calm my son down from a meltdown. So, you know, I'm hot, I'm sweaty, and I have been precipitated upon. Now, I should say before I go into explaining what happened that he is calm now. We've been home for quite a bit. He's been stimming a lot. He's got his favorite movie on, all this kind of stuff, so he's okay. I have made myself a tea. I'm going to take some time to decompress and then try to hop in the shower. But it all started with us trying to get to karate this morning for my daughter. And we got 5 blocks away, something like that. Now, I'm not sure if I've mentioned before that his newest thing that he likes to do is get out of his seatbelt while I'm driving. And if I don't stop the car pretty much immediately, because I can't, I need to find somewhere safe to pull off onto, then he likes to jump in the front seat, which is really safe, of course. So I found somebody who has this like plastic lock that goes over top of the seatbelt part, so you can't push the button to basically open the seatbelt. And the last child with autism who had that took about 2 years or so to be able to get through it. It took my son 2 minutes. Specifically not to get through the lock, but to problem solve enough to be able to realize that he could still loosen the seatbelt itself and then kind of worm his way down underneath the seatbelt. So we got about 5 blocks away. I had to pull over. He jumped into the front seat through the seatbelt, which kind of freaked me out because I wasn't expecting him to be able to do that. Anyway, we ended up out of the car. He kept trying to run home. I kept obviously having to stop him because we weren't close enough, and I was worried that he was going to run into traffic and all this. And eventually I had to restrain him on the ground, which was wet because it was raining all night. And one of our neighbors, who actually we don't see very often because they have really, really little kids, so we only really see them kind of when they're outside playing with the kids and everything, but they're lovely anyway, and they happen to be going on a walk. So they're like, oh no, what can we do? How can we help? Oh my goodness. And I'm like, not much. But I was able to calm him down enough to convince him to get back in the car so that we could go home. And then the dad of the couple, of the neighbors, I asked him to kind of go around him. And hold on a second. Yes, sweetheart.
John wants to talk to you.
Okay.
John,
I'll be right back. Hey, sorry about that. One of our friends called. So where was I think I talked about our neighbor coming by and seeing. So anyway, eventually I was able to convince him to get back into the car. He undid his seatbelt a couple more times on the way home, but he didn't actually try jumping back into the front seat, so that was good. Throughout all of this, there was a house, like we were kind of in front of a house, and there was a whole bunch of people out front smoking at the time. And one of them came up to ask if I needed any help, which was great. And she actually went to kind of, I could tell she was wanting to like go up to his face and kind of, it's okay type of thing. And I'm like, don't touch him. She's like, oh dear. And I said, no, it's an autistic meltdown. Please don't touch him. And thankfully she complied with that, which was great. But, you know, she still brought her cigarette with her, which I'm like, you know, I'm sorry. I appreciate the want to help, but we need to get the cigarette away from him because the smoke as well, it will be causing problems. So eventually she also offered to my daughter to come up on the front porch with them And my daughter was really awesome, and she's like, no, 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 I can just stay here, which was great because we don't know these people, right? And the last thing that I need is a worst case scenario to happen. So I have told my daughter, you know, if that kind of a situation happens again, just thank them very much for the offer, but that she needs to stay near me to be able to help if needed. So now she knows kind of the language to use that is, you know, basically keeps her near us, but also doesn't, you know, offend anyone that might be trying to help. And I also had my daughter call my other neighbor who has a child with autism, but I know that she's still really sick right now. So we weren't able to get a hold of her to see if, you know, she could help, like come and get us or something, or at least come and get my daughter. Cause we were a little bit too far away from the house. I mean, she could have come home. But I would prefer that she came home with somebody else, just because of where, you know, some of the places that she had to walk by to be able to get home from where we were. So we were supposed to go to karate this morning, so unfortunately she missed out on that. So I think I have to come up with a plan B, see if I can ask a few of my friends to be able to take her on the weeks that both the kids are home, or to come and watch my son so that I can take her. He seems to have problems taking her somewhere, but no problems going to pick her up from wherever she is. So, and I'm also putting a lot of faith into the fact that he has dental surgery next week. And the last time that he had dental surgery, all the behaviors that we saw leading up to it, because the poor kid's in a lot of pain in his mouth, and he has no way to verbalize that other than, you know, in certain behaviors. So I'm hoping the same thing will happen where, you know, the next day after surgery, he's able to be more compliant and we don't have any of these issues. But until then, I need to do some research, and so let me know in the comments below if you guys use a seatbelt lock, or I think I might actually have to look into a harness of some kind so that he can't kind of worm his way out underneath. So like a 5-point harness or something. So let me know if you guys use one or if you can recommend one. I am also going to call police services as well and see if they can recommend one specific for my car, because I don't know about this stuff. I really don't, but I need him to be safe, which then means that the rest of us are safe. So I'm going to go finish my tea now and kind of decompress, and apparently now we aren't doing any of the other things that I had, like any of the other errands that I'd hoped to run today. So they will have to wait until Monday when the kids are at school. But, you know, that's kind of how things roll here. Hope you guys are having a great Saturday, and actually let me know what you guys are doing today, because I now have to live vicariously, and I'm okay with that. Maybe at some point today he'll let me have a nap. I don't know. We'll have to see how that goes. Talk to you guys later. Bye.